We should start now.
A very good evening, fellow Toastmasters, distinguished Toastmasters, and dear guests. It's a great pleasure to welcome all of you to meeting number 19 of the Gabbys Online Advanced Toastmasters Club. Welcome, welcome to another power-packed meeting full of learning, speeches, double evaluations, and the round-robin table topic segment. I am Toastmaster Priya Singh, your Sergeant at Arms for today's meeting. Before we begin, I'd like to highlight some of the key guidelines to ensure a smooth and productive meeting. Our session today is for approximately 2 hours, and you all are requested to stay for the entire duration of the meeting to ensure that you get maximum benefit and experience from it. Kindly ensure that your cameras are on and audio is off throughout the meeting unless you are called upon to speak or need to speak at any point in time of the meeting. While at Toastmasters International, there are no restrictions on sensitive topics such as sex, religion, and politics. Here at the Gabbys, we request all the role takers and speakers and guests to be mindful and refrain from expressing any controversial views on these sensitive topics. At the Gabbys, we stand by our mission, that is to create a supportive and positive learning environment where members build communication and leadership skills, thereby enhancing their confidence and personal growth. So, today's meeting has a very unique theme. It is Oops, that was not the plan. So, we begin our meeting with a small poem on this unique theme. We slip on words, we spill the tea, we burn the toast when in a hurry. We lose our keys, silly mistakes we make, buttons mismatched, cake half baked. Yet in the chaos, we still bloom, we still rise and shine like sun and moon. So let's celebrate our falls and slips. Let's not beat ourselves with a whip. For life's best days are not planned or neat. They are found in moments, small and complete. With that, I would like to call upon the presiding officer of today's meeting, Toastmaster Samita Kar, to take the meeting further. Toastmaster Samita Kar is a three-time Triple Crown Award winner who has completed 3 pathways. She represents the club at area level contests. She is a dynamic soft skills trainer and has a dream to empower women leaders. She boosts confidence, communication, and careers. An avid storyteller and passionate traveler with her bag full of stories. So let's put our hands together to welcome the presiding officer of today's evening, Toastmaster Samita Kar.
Hello and welcome. Welcome everyone, all our club members, visiting Toastmasters, guests to our meeting today. Let me see. Are there any guests? Okay. Tamanna Yadav, are you a guest or a visiting Toastmaster?
Yeah, I'm a guest in this club, but I'm a member of another club.
Okay. Can you give a quick introduction and from where did you hear about our club?
Hello everyone, I'm Tamanna Yadav and I'm currently based out of Delhi. So I was a Toastmaster in Rising Speakers Toastmaster Club, but I wasn't able to attend the meetings there due to the timings. So our VP had suggested me about this club and that's why I'm here. And I'm hoping for a great experience here.
Sure. Thank you for joining our club meeting. Please stay till the end of the meeting and we would definitely like to get a feedback from you. I see Ravi Lakotia. Are you a guest or a visiting Toastmaster?
I just joined Gabbys 2 weeks back.
Okay.
Maybe I need to change the name here to add TM in front of it.
Okay, so
Yeah.
welcome to our club meeting. Is this the first meeting of both that you are attending?
That's right.
Okay, so please say till the end of the meeting, and definitely we would like to hear from you too. So for the guests, those who have joined us, for your interest, let me give you some quick information regarding Toastmaster International. Toastmaster International is over 100-year-old organization. It's a non-profit educational organization, a platform started by Dr. Ralph S. Smiley, which has helped millions of people across the world to become better and confident communicators, public speakers, and leaders. The network of Toastmasters Club has a unique learn by doing program, which helps to gain your skill, polish your skills, and achieve your personal and professional goals. It is present for over 150 countries in the world. We have clubs all over the world. Today is a very interesting meeting. And in this meeting, to take the meeting forward, we have a person who is a certified soft skill and posh trainer and an inspiring image consultant, a triple crown winner and a heartbreaker. She is deeply passionate about connecting with people, understanding their stories, and empowering them to grow through meaningful conversation. Beyond her personal, professional work, she enjoys cooking and gardening, activities that help her stay centered. So she says, she is at present the VP Education of this club. It is none other than Toastmaster of the Day, Toastmaster Renu Kaushal. Let us all welcome her with a round of applause.
Thank you so much, Madam Presiding Officer, for that warm introduction. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters. How had been the day? So,
Good.
good, that's wonderful. So it seems everything worked out as you planned, right? Nothing went unplanned, right? So what we are going to talk about is something that wasn't the plan. So that wasn't the plan, or those oops moments, those blunders, those stumbles, those surprise moments in our lives, they actually make our life little lighter and more enjoyable. Otherwise, the monotony of the planning, monotony of the discipline will really bore us. So behind every oops moment, you would agree that there is somehow a lesson coming by, or a story to tell sometime later. Even if that not happens, at least you have a good something to laugh about. So some things like, do you remember about the post-it notes that we see, that we paste on our boards, the reminder notes? They were also an oops moment by one of our scientists who was working with the glues. The chocolate chip cookies that we love, that we relish. So that was again an oops moment of a chef. So at times, oops moments are not all that bad, not all that thing to lament about. They are actually something that somebody may think you as a genius in some time later in the history. So today in the meeting, I invite all of you to embrace those unplanned moments, laugh at that unexpected, and remember and recall those mistakes that actually defined you. And yes, do share those stories with us. With the raise of hand, I invite everyone and anyone who would like to share one such story with us. I'll share my own oops moment, which happened very recently. But before that, I would like to give you the opportunity. Yes, Prapurna. Yes, Toastmaster Prapurna. What is one oops moment?
Uh, yeah. Hi, Renu. Recently, I had the privilege of being the MC for District 41, some conference where Toastmaster Fursi is taking up. But it was that oops moment. I was well prepared, but my PPT didn't work. I felt very embarrassed in front of around 180 people were there in the meeting at that moment. So sometimes it was not at all planned, so it's a oops moment that recently happened to me.
Wow. I would say that such unexpected moments, they become often our teachers, are the best teachers rather. So we remain more prepared in the times to come. Yes, Toastmaster Samita.
It happened a couple of years back when we reached the station to take our train, and the train came, we boarded, and our reservation was not showing. Someone else was sitting in our seat. So we were very confident, and when we looked at the ticket, we saw it was the train had already left yesterday, the day before. So we were one day late to the station. So that
Oh,
was
great.
a oops moment for us.
That was a classic oops moment. Thing to remember about. Yes, DTM Nancy.
I would say I'm more like a walking oops. If oops has got a face, then it looks like something like this. But the most recent oops moment that I remember is I was at a public event where we had one of my friends coming in with her family. She said, "Okay, I'll introduce you to my family." Um, she walked me up to some guy, and then I thought that she was talking about her father, and I thought that guy is the father. And I said, "Oh, we have met already over call or so." And he said, "Oh, when? When did we meet?" Then I later on realized that was a brother. So calling a brother or father was where I felt that okay, that is too embarrassing, not just for me but for him as well. And that's where I just didn't know how to escape that situation, but I was really, really embarrassed uh, in that moment. So that's the oops moment.
Thank you. Thank you so much for sharing that one unprepared movement or something like that reminds us that perfection is overrated. We cannot have all that every time in place things. Okay, now I would like to invite one of the quietest Gabby in the room. Who is that? The quietest one who rarely shares or speaks up in the meeting room. I would invite him or her to give us an idea of the story of their oops moment. Toastmaster Shreyanshi, she's one of the newest member I could see on the screen. Can we have one oops moment that you can recall today? Any one moment. Maybe you were not prepared with your while you logged into some meeting or something, and the internet decided to meditate, or anything that went wrong.
I don't recall now.
Okay, I'll give you time. We'll come back to you sometime later. So now I'll share one of my recent oops moment. So imagine me dressed to impress. Formal trouser, crisp shirt, a smart blazer on, a contrasting brooch, and my signature pearls, and of course, not to forget my heels, because nothing says credibility and confidence more like a good posture and a painful footwear. I hope the ladies in the room would agree. So, armed with my demo kit, so I'm a image consultant. I'm an aspiring image consultant. I was going for a 101 consulting interview with one of my clients. So I had my demo kit ready with me in a small suitcase, and I was all very excited, but equally nervous, believe me. So experience or age doesn't have anything to do with nervousness. So I was all equally excited and then nervous also. And the moment I stepped into the reception area of my client, crack, the heel of my sandals, they cracked. I twisted my foot. I fell down. Oh, that was such an embarrassing moment for me, where I was wanted to show myself to make that first impression or stand tall with confidence. And there I was. And the two people rushed quickly towards me, helped me get back on my feet, literally. Tipsy, topsy, I stood up. I gathered my composure and headed to the presentation room, but barefooted. So that was one of my recent oops moment, which I will not forget. And the next time, I'm not going to wear those high heels when I'm going for an interview. I'm going to wear those block heels rather, not leaving upon those heels. So, Toastmasters, let's now go ahead with our meeting today. I'll just describe the structure of today's meeting. The meeting is divided into 3 sections: the prepared speeches, the round robin table topics, the evaluation section. Here it is also imperative to know that holding today's meeting is our meeting, the mirror for our meeting will be our general evaluator. The general evaluator for today's meeting is Toastmaster Archana Prajapati. So, general evaluator is basically here to reflect what went well, what could go better, or maybe even spot few of those oops moments that wasn't the plan moments that happened during the meeting. So let me now invite our general evaluator, Toastmaster Archana, who will share a few words about her role for today's meeting. So, but before we go ahead with that, let's get to know a little better about her. Toastmaster Archana is a consultant anesthesiologist, anesthetist, and a pain physician. So behind her medical profession, she has a deep love for travel, art, and storytelling. Her enthusiasm for communication and personal growth truly makes her a valued member of the Toastmaster community. Over to you, Toastmaster Archana.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster of the Day. Good evening, everyone. The world is a book, and those who do not travel has read only one page of that book, isn't it? Every Toastmaster meeting is a journey, not through the mountains, not through the oceans, but through the ideas, expression, and self-discovery. And as a general evaluator, I'm like your travel guide here today, and we are going to review the whole trip right from the beginning till the end. And we are also going to evaluate where we took the right turns, where we paused too long, and point out the bumpy roads, the oops moments, and how can we make our next journey smoother, more exciting, and memorable. But none of the trip is great and successful without the crew members who keeps everything on track, right? Let me introduce my amazing crew member of TAGL team who will help us navigate tonight. First of all, I would like to invite our timer who will ensure that we reach each destination on time and do not miss any of our flight. For this, we have Toastmaster Shreyanshi Joshi. She is currently pursuing BSc Nursing and also works as volunteer. She aspires to become a confident public speaker through Toastmasters. So let's welcome her to describe her role. Toastmaster Shreyanshi.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Shreyanshi, and I am serving as your timer for today's meeting. My role is to help speakers stay within their time limits. To do this, I will display the color signals. So for the prepared speeches, the time limit is 5 to 7 minutes. At the end of 5 minutes, the green card will appear. and yellow at 6, and red at the end of 7 minutes. So there is grace time of 30 seconds to wrap up the speeches. For a round robin or table topics, the time is of 1 minute. I'll show the red card, and after that, speaker will be muted. For evaluations, green at 2 minutes, yellow at 2 minutes 30 seconds, and red at 3 minutes. For both prepared speech session and evaluation, a grace period of 30 seconds will be there. At the end of the meeting, I'll present the timing report. Thank you, and over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Shreyanshi. Now, moving ahead with our second co-traveler from Mike Prue, who is language evaluator, who will be like a travel blogger who will notice the beauty of our words and help us travel smoothly by avoiding the bumps like ahs and ums. So let's welcome Toastmaster Priya Singh, who is a marketing professional and academician in business management, who is also passionate about creative writing and poetry. She runs a podcast also, where she expresses her poetries. So let's welcome Toastmaster Priya Singh over here.
Thank you, Madam General Evaluator, for that warm introduction. A very good evening to all present in today's meeting, fellow Toastmasters, guests. I, as a language evaluator, am going to listen very closely to the usage of English language for all and make note of all the beautiful words, phrases, and sayings, as well as the oops moments in the usage of the English language, the bumps that we come across. And I will come back with the report at the end of the meeting when called upon by the general evaluator. The report that I will present will be focusing on the following areas. I'll make note of the unnecessary words and sounds that are used by the speaker and role players. Filler words such as inappropriate interjections such as and, well, but, you know. Use of crutch words similar to basically, actually, this thing. Repetitive words or phrases. Unintentional long or short pauses that are taken by the speakers, any misuse or oops moments of the English language, and outstanding words that have been mentioned during the meeting. And as part of the language evaluator's duty, it is my privilege and honor to introduce the word of the day. And the word of the day today is embrace. It means to fully accept and welcome something, often a new or challenging situation, with a positive attitude. Example of the usage of this word is we need to embrace this new technology to stay competitive. Another example, the government embraced the idea of hybrid mode of working after COVID-19. So I encourage all participants, guests, role takers to use the word of the day during their speeches. And I'll come back and mention how many of you all did mention the word of the day. So let's go ahead and proceed further with the meeting and embrace all its nice and oops moments. Over to you, Madam General Evaluator.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Priya Singh, for that detailed introduction of your role. And I hope everyone is going to embrace this word today. And moving ahead with our last member of the crew, who is listener, who is an observant traveler and will notice every scenic detail of our journey. Let me introduce Toastmaster Sunil Gupta, an enthusiastic Toastmaster who loves to learn, evolve, and passionate about cricket and English speaking. He believes in building good and strong relationships. So let's welcome Toastmaster Sunil Gupta to express his tell us about his role.
Thank you, General Evaluator, for such a nice, I would say, flattery introduction. I still remember one day my math teacher, when I was in class 8, asked a question. And the question was like that. You are a driver, and there are 37 people in your bus, including the driver. At the first stop, 10 people get off the bus. At the next stop, 7 people get on the bus, and again, 3 people get off the bus. What is the age of the driver? Front benchers, genius students, immediately replied, Sir, question is incomplete. No one can answer this question. And the backbenchers like me whispered, hey, ये master का screw ढीला है क्या? Does he has loose screw? So, oops, no student could answer the question. Can anyone in the meeting would like to have a shot at the question? Women can evade answering the question. No one.
I know the answer, but you're telling.
Yeah. Women. Otherwise, okay. So ultimately, your age is the answer. So that's why I suggested you that you were answering the question. So good evening, distinguished Toastmasters, fellow Toastmasters, and dear guests. As a listener of the day, I'll be paying close attention to what is being said during the meeting, from speeches to evaluations and everything in between the meeting. At the end of the meeting, I will pose a few questions to check how attentive you've been listening during the meeting. So please be attentive and listen carefully and thoroughly during the meeting. Thank you. Over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you so much, Toastmasters Sunil, for your detailed introduction of the role. And that's all from my side. And I'll be back in the evaluation section with my report. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you so much, General Evaluator Toastmaster Archana, for that introduction to your TAGL team. Now let's embrace the change and get on with the next section of the Toastmaster meeting, which is the heart of every Toastmaster meeting. We call it the prepared speeches. So we have got today 3 passionate speakers who are ready to share their ideas, experiences, and discoveries. And each speech is a reflection of their pathway progress. So sit back, enjoy, and let the information flow. Our first speaker for today is Toastmaster Michael Joshuva. So Toastmaster Michael Joshuva joined Toastmaster to sharpen his public speaking skills and make the most of this vibrant community. He likes sharing his experiences while he likes to learn from others as well. So beyond Toastmaster, Toastmaster Michael is a cyber security expert with over 14 years of experience, and he's also the founder and CEO of Big Josh Cybersecurity. Through his company, he is helping organizations safeguard their digital assets. So before I hand over the virtual stage to speaker 1, I would like to confirm the presence of his speech evaluators, Toastmaster Swati Gupta. Toastmaster Swati, are you in the room?
Yes, I'm present.
The second evaluator for Michael Joshua will be Toastmaster Sachin Jaiswal. Toastmaster
Yes,
Sachin,
I
are you in the
confirm.
room?
Yes, I
Are you
confirm
ready?
once again.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So today, Toastmaster Michael is attempting his level 1, project 4 of the presentation mastery path. The project is titled Evaluation and Feedback. Evaluators, please note that this is the first speech for the project. The purpose of this speech is for the member to present a speech and receive feedback from the evaluators. Timer, please note that the speech duration is 5 to 7 minutes. Toastmaster Michael, are you ready?
Oh, hello, Renu. Yes, I'm ready.
Right. So, Toastmaster Michael, the word that changed my life. The word that changed my life, Toastmaster Michael.
There is one word that completely changed my life and still improving my every parts of life. That one word is not passion, success, or love. The one word is three humble letters how. This words changed my chaos into curiosity, curiosity into confidence. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests. Tonight, I'll take you in different phases of my life to share how the how worked out and improved my life. A long back, whenever the challenges comes to me, I think that why me? But the moment I change to how can I, entire thing shifted to dramatic changes. Whenever I fail, I ask how can I bounce back? Whenever I don't know something, I ask how can I learn? That is how, in different occasions of my life, I'm going to share it. The first how, when I was working at Infosys, I started to reading books because many people are reading there. So I intend to read. But when I start to read a book, after 10th page, I get confused. In the 15th page, I just started to sleep. I wouldn't be able to read entire book. So I thought book is not for me. But again, I used my how here. One day I sat, how can I improve my book reading skills? I just went to internet and searched everything. I found a book called How to Read a Book. How to read a book. In that, I ordered, I got it. Once I received and started reading, my friends asked me that everyone buy a book to read, but you bought a book to how to read a book. Yes, I just want to read a book. I don't know how to read a book. Okay, everyone reads. How efficiently we are going to read it? What is scanning? What is skimming? Okay, so today I'm reading a lot of books, and that how changed my book reading skills. Then again, 2 years back, and that's again how I want to improve my speaking skills. So I searched and found that Toastmasters is one of the best platform to improve my communication skills. I don't know how to speak publicly. So I searched and found nothing in my town because I'm from Tier 3 city. Nearby 30 kilometers, there is no Toastmaster club. So many people would give up, but I didn't. I used my how here. I used how to join. So I found a hybrid club where I can join online. That club, that beautiful club called Gabbys Toastmasters. I joined. That second how, I overcome. The third one, I thought once I join Toastmasters, then I'll be like the words will flow out of the mouth. I don't want to do anything else. I attempted my first speech. My whole body sweated. I was drenched with my whole dress. My lower bottom is shaking like a mobile phone. I thought that why I thought once I joined Toastmasters, I became a very good speaker. Then again, I used my paid how to improve my speaking skills. I found a lot of pathways. At the same time, I bought certain books. Speak to Win by Brian Tracy and How to Improve Self Confidence and Your Public Speaking Skills by Dale Carnegie. I just started reading. I didn't say that I completely thoroughly all the books. I just started and started implementing slowly because of how I can improve my speaking skills. The next, how. Okay, started, I completed my icebreaker. Then I stumbled with my selecting topics. It was what topic I am going to choose. I started the internet, I started ChatGPT, everything just collapsed. Then I used my how. Then I found some articles, books, like I got a public speaking secrets by one author. I bought it and just I have now 20 topics in list. I didn't prepare the speech. I just have the 20 topics ready with me. So this how did many changes in my life. Not only in my public speaking skills as well as in book reading skills. As an entrepreneur, last 1.5 years, whenever I face challenges, I ask, how can I, rather than why me? So, Toastmasters and friends, just whenever you face challenges in your life, don't say why it is for me. Just use this how can you? That will bring a lot of changes. Also, today, I'm going to use how. After my speech, I'll get the feedback from the evaluators. I have to embrace it by using my how I'm going to implement that. Thank you, and over to you.
Oh, that was a wonderful speech, Toastmaster Michael Joshua. Okay, next we go on to our second speaker for today's meeting. That would be Toastmaster Samita Kar. We all know her from her introduction, which was shared earlier by the Sergeant at Arms. So before I hand over to the virtual stage to speaker 2, I would like to confirm the presence of her speech evaluators, Toastmaster Gaurii Aggarwal.
I'm there in the meeting.
Yeah, and DTM Sourav Dutta. Are you present and ready?
Yes, I'm there.
Thank you. Today, Toastmaster Samita is attempting her Level 2 Project 3 of Dynamic Leadership Paths, titled Introduction to Toastmasters Mentoring. The purpose of this project is for the member to clearly define how Toastmasters envisions mentoring. Timer, please note that the speech duration is 5 to 7 minutes. Toastmaster Samita, are you ready?
Yes.
Toastmaster Samita, behind every spark, Toastmaster Samita.
Amol Majumdar. Raise your hand. How many of you have heard this name? Amol Majumdar. Okay, Ankur, yes. Toastmaster Sunil, yes. Raise your hand if you had heard this name within the last couple of weeks. Yes. Behind every spark of brilliance, there is a mentor who is lighting that matchstick. The Indian women's team they won the cup. It was the mentor who was not only showing them the mirror every time, walking with them, walking the path. Or else, this year also, the cup would have been elusive. They have failed many times. It was the mentor who showed them the way, what they should do to reach the position that they reached today. Now, dear Toastmasters, when I joined Toastmaster, I am from the education field. As a teacher, I could speak well, write, and of course make a few students laugh also. Then came speeches in Toastmaster. I hit a roadblock. They said a speech has to have a structure, a call to action, a conclusion. There has to be a transition and something, a key message. This was something which was very difficult for me. I started writing. I was not satisfied with my speeches. I tried again, and I failed. So what did I do? I picked up the call with my mentor, distinguished Toastmaster Nancy. She embraced me as a mentee. I was ready to learn. Let me tell you the fun part here. I asked her, what should I learn? And she didn't answer. She asked me, Samita, what do you feel is stopping you, is blocking you from writing? Another question. Seriously? A good mentor should tell me the answer, right? She didn't. She went on asking me questions after questions. Initially, it was very frustrating. Just tell me the answer, I'll write it down. But then I realized my speech is my speech. She cannot answer it for me. I need to realize where I need to do what. And then I started writing. I remember one particular speech. I wanted to write about handwriting. So I gave her a call and I said, I want to write about handwriting. She smiled and said, yes, but what will you speak to an audience who types all day long? No one writes anymore. Ouch. This is something which I didn't think about. And then through the question answer, she tried to tell me how I can talk about the creativity, the discipline of handwriting. That one thought changed the whole speech. And then I knew why a mentor is someone who lights up your path. That spark of brilliance that we see comes from the mentor. Previously, I would rush through my speech as if that was the last train I had to catch before reaching Delhi. Slowly, I realized that I need to pause. I need to take a breath. I need to use silence. When I paused, the audiences leaned in. And my speeches started becoming better. I started appearing for the area contest and I won the best table topic speaker. My name was announced, but I knew there was another name behind me. The name which was polishing me silently through every speech, through every question asked, through every evaluation given. And that was my mentor. She saw to it that I stood up there on the podium But I knew I had to look back and thank her for pushing me, polishing me, and sometimes giving a real good push to say, please go and do it, when I felt I couldn't do it. Now, many of them asked me, can't you do all these things without a mentor? Yes, it is possible. But I know that if I don't have a mentor, I will take a scenic view and go around. I'm from Nagpur, right? The place where Nitin Gadkari has built his highways. I like to take the highway. And with a mentor lighting my path, I know for sure that my journey will be easier, faster, and much better with my mentor. So, next step, when I win or you win, remember the person who lights up your brilliance is your mentor. Thank you, and over to you, TMOD.
Let's have a good round of applause for our second speaker. Yes, I would completely agree with you, Toastmaster Samita. The role of mentor is like incomparable. How they challenge us, how they help us embrace our shortcomings, our limitation, how they polish us. So, yes. Let's get back to the meeting, and we have our one final speaker coming up. He is Toastmaster Ankur Vishwakarma. Toastmaster Ankur Vishwakarma is an enthusiastic software engineer who beautifully blends his love for technology with an ever curious mind. He enjoys going new places to exploring new places to read, learn, and grow. What truly defines is his deep connection for animals. His heart lies in animal welfare, where he dedicates his time and energy to improving their lives and creating lasting, meaningful change. So before I hand over the virtual stage to Toastmaster Ankur, I would like to confirm the presence of his speech evaluators, Toastmaster Deepak Misra. Toastmaster Deepak, are you there in the room?
Yes, I am here.
Thank you. Next is DTM Nancy Goel. DTM Nancy, are you there? DTM Nancy, please confirm your presence. Yeah, she's there. Right. The purpose of today Toastmaster Ankur is attempting his level 2 project 3 of the presentation mastery pathway, just titled Effective Body Language. The purpose of this project is for the member to deliver a speech with awareness of intentional and unintentional body language, as well as to learn, practice, and refine how he uses non-verbal communication when delivering a speech. Timer, please note that the speech duration is 5 to 7 minutes. Toastmaster Ankur, are you ready? Toastmaster Ankur, picture perfect. Picture perfect, Toastmaster Ankur.
We all have had our fair share of awkward moments, or as our theme says, our oops moments. However, no matter how experienced, mature, or wise we become, life has its new ways to embarrass ourselves. And today, we are going to one such battlefield where confidence goes into the flames and the phoenix of awkwardness rises. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the photo spot. Now, picture this. You are at a beautiful hilltop. Scenery perfect. Lighting perfect. Just one small issue. 100 other humans are perfecting their poses there. So while you wait for your chance, let's be honest. The thoughts that come to us aren't the good ones. For example, are they trying to shoot a movie here? Is this some kind of photo shoot going on? We judge ruthlessly until the moment our chance comes and karma arrives. Hesitant and anxious, we tell our photographer friend, I just need 1-2 good photographs. Good is a subjective term. And the folks who say they need 1-2 good ones are the ones who will need hundreds. Most of my friends will confirm that I do this. Well, once you reach at the spot, people are seldom the problem. It's our own expectations. We all have that one good picture of ourselves, the way our mind sees us. In real life, nobody looks that good. But while we are standing there, we try to move towards that subtle pose, subtle expression. We start with the face. We want a gentle smile, a visionary gaze, and a pinch of attitude. We think we look like this. However, things happen in extremes under pressure, and people just witness what's happened. And I believe you are still with me at the hilltop. While we are perfecting our face, we suddenly realize that there are more parts to our body, and our system hangs by looking at these. We don't know where these come from and what to do with them. So our mind gets creative and suggests some very good poses like this and this and the most famous one. And in all this chaos, we forget about our legs. And we are doing some random yoga pose 47 of confused flamingo. But the mind doesn't forget one thing, that we have to look natural for the photo to be candid. So we do something like this. You are already on the hilltop. What are you pointing towards? And just after the first pose is done, your computer totally shuts down. Now you ask your photographer friend, can you please tell some poses, bro? And now if there exists a most stressful situation at that point, it's of that guy. That innocent has still not figured out how to take 1-2 good photos of this flamingo, and there is awkwardness. You look around, and so does your friend. You somehow know what everybody is thinking at that point of time. Karma, my friends. So while you are about to run out of poses, don't worry. Take a deep breath and strike your weirdest poses. Because someone said, or maybe I made it up, that the best answer to awkwardness is being silly. Because, my fellow Toastmasters, life is full of moments like this where we feel judged, watched, and awkward. And the real candidness isn't the photo. It's how we handle ourselves while being seen. So go ahead, be like a model, give your poses, walk like a superstar, and tell your fans. But remember one thing, because there are other people around, you either depart as a hero or you stay long enough to become a villain. Considering that for myself, I too would like to hand over the stage back to Toastmaster of the day. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Toastmaster Ankur, for that entertaining speech. And your point taken, I am going to strike those various poses for myself because I'm very bad at pictures, getting my pictures clicked rather. Thank you. Now it's turn for the most exciting section of today's meeting, which is the round table topic section, which this section has been designed to tickle your mind. Yes, Elios? Toastmaster Elios, you have something to add?
No worries, I volunteer.
Okay. Okay, now we'll go on to the roundtable topics section, and it will be led by our table topic master, who is today Toastmaster Prapurna. So let's get to know about her. Toastmaster Prapurna, she's a structural design engineer with Amberg Engineering. She's currently based in Gurgaon. Beyond her professional pursuits, she has a keen interest in learning new things and enjoys connecting with people from diverse backgrounds. Originally from Vishwakarma, she recently completed her 1 year with Toastmasters. With that, now I hand over the virtual stage to our table topic master, Toastmaster Prapurna.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the Day, Toastmaster Renu. And now, friends, it's time for a special round robin table topic session to bring in some sizzle and snap of spotlight storytelling with a good twist. Here's how it works. We'll have 3 topics, and for each topic, I'll be calling 3 speakers who will be sharing upon their thoughts for 1 minute each. After 1 minute, timer, please note, after 1 minute, please show the red card so that the Zoom master will mute the speaker. Speakers will be either picked by me or you may volunteer yourself in advance. So get ready for some quick thinking, spontaneous fun, and a lot of laughs. Let me start our first topic. For that, the speakers are Toastmaster Elios and anyone else? Any non-role takers? Toastmaster Gaurav, are you there?
Yeah, I can take it up. Yeah.
Okay. Toastmaster Uttara Sharma? Okay. Now our first topic is, let us start with Toastmaster Elios. What is the kindest thing someone did when your plan unraveled? Your time starts now.
Oh, can you repeat once?
What is the kindest thing someone did when your plan unraveled? Your time starts now.
Oh, hi, thank you. I embrace this opportunity to help me understand that my plan sometimes doesn't go right into, yes, according to the plan. And thank you for always being there for me, to be my support system. I need you. And yes, because of you, I can manage to do my plan, even though it is not a plan. Yes, my plan is always no plan. And it is definitely not easy to do that because I'm a very prepared and planned person. And this is the thing that I always bring about with my friend, with my family, that I plan to do an unplanned situation. Back to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Elios. Now, over to you, Toastmaster Gaurav.
And this was on the bus. I sat next to this man who was drunk and he was saying all this nonsense on the phone. But guess what? There was no one on the call. The phone was switched off. But, anyways, you know what the best part there was? He was just in the moment. He was just talking to someone, some random person in his imagination, but just so happy. Unlike him, I was there just worrying about work. Work, 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 work. What tomorrow? What day after tomorrow? Okay, what is my manager going to say next? But we do forget to realize that look at this drunk man. He is in the moment, whereas me, undrunk, I am not in the moment. Isn't that something we learned from a drunk man? Over time, this is something which you recollect and you get an understanding that it is fine not to be fine. You just have to be in that presence.
Still time is there? Okay. Okay. Now the time is up. Over to you, Toastmaster Uttara. You're on mute. No. You're not audible. Try joining in once again. So in the meanwhile, I'll put you for the next table topic. So let's welcome Toastmaster Manasa. Are you there? Toastmaster Ravi Lakhotia.
Table topic master, we can have the next topic now.
Okay, okay. Sure. Okay. Thank you. That ends our first table topic. So let's start with the second one. Let me call Toastmaster Ankit. Ankit, are you there?
Yeah, I'm there.
Okay, perfect. Toastmaster Radha.
Yes, I'm here.
Okay. Toastmaster Tamanna.
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, perfect. Let's start our second topic. Are you ready? Zoom moderator, please spotlight them.
Okay, videos are not on. Okay.
Ankit.
Ankit?
Video is not on.
Okay, sorry. Am I visible now?
Yeah. And Toastmaster Radha?
I am in the cab. Is it okay if I turn off the I go on with the turned off video?
Sure. So the topic is you meant to send a text to your friend. It went to your boss. What did it say? You meant to send a text to your friend. It went to your boss. What did it say? Toastmaster Tamanna. Over to you.
I don't really have any boss. I have my own startup. I have my export business. So I'm fortunate enough to not have to send such messages to anyone. But I might get some kind of text that are not meant for me, but I receive them maybe unintentionally. So yeah, I don't have really sent any sort of text to anyone as such. So can't think of any such moment as of now. Yeah.
Till you have time, you can speak up.
I don't really have much to add on.
Sure. I'm passing it to Toastmaster Ankit.
Okay, so I sent a message which was meant for my friend to my boss. And guess what? It said, my boss ruined my day today. I was feeling so happy, and I sort of proposed a leave for these 2 days, and this sort of beep birds, and he sort of rejected it. Just imagine, and then just I realized that it has gone to my boss, and I was so nervous. But thankfully and gracefully, in WhatsApp we have this message delete option, so I was able to delete it for everyone before my boss sees it, and that saved my day. Indeed, because otherwise I would have been looking for a new job in LinkedIn with open for hiring. Yeah, so that was my experience of how I managed this situation. But yeah, it was a
Okay. The time is up. Thank you, Toastmaster Ankit, for sharing your experience. Over to you, Toastmaster Radha.
It was Diwali, and while everybody was celebrating the festival with family, friends, having great time, enjoying food, lighting diya, I, on the other hand, was working. And my boss and other team members took leaves, holidays, and they were not there. On top of it, my boss calls me and says, "You need to you need to share this data, and since I'm not logged in, you have to share it on WhatsApp." Now I was so pissed off, and my friend calls me, and I couldn't attend. I just say that, Bhumi, you know what? I'm working, and then because of him, I'm not able to celebrate. And she's such a that kind of person, you know. And then my boss calls me, and he says, Radha, what was that? And I says, oops. So that was not for you, that for someone else. But I see still the message. Do you really see that? I was trying to hold him with the conversation and
Okay, your time is up. Thank you for participating, Toastmaster Radha, Tamanna, and Toastmaster Ankit. Now it's time for the third topic. So let me welcome Toastmaster Uttara again and Toastmaster Bindu. Are you there? Toastmaster Bindu? Bindu Joseph? Okay. Toastmaster Pallavi?
Yes, I am there.
Okay. And Toastmaster Shravan?
Hey, I'm there, but I'm at a traffic signal. So can I take the third topic if possible?
Yeah, sure. Toastmaster Shravan, are you there?
Yes, Toastmaster Prapurna. Yes, I am.
Okay. The third topic is Toastmaster Uttara will be the first one to speak on this. If your life were a recipe, what happens when you forget the main ingredient? If your life were a recipe, what happens when you forget the main ingredient? Toastmaster Uttara. You're not audible.
Uttaraji, you're muted.
Okay. Over to you, Toastmaster Pallavi.
Good evening, Toastmasters and guests over here. If my life, can you please repeat the topic?
Your life were a recipe, what happens when you forget the main ingredient?
Wow, thank you for that wonderful topic. Uh, just suppose we are fasting and we are having a food without a salt. How will it taste? So sometimes when you feel that what is happening is always happening for good and God is there to grace you, and God is there to is there to helping in out, and you believe in divine powers, and whatever happens for good. In that case, you embrace whatever happens. In just like in fast, we love the food even if we forget the main ingredient salt to be in it. In the same way, in my life, if main thing, say happiness is missing for me, the main ingredient is happiness, yeah, care. If that is missing, even then I would be embracing whatever comes to me with full grace and with full confidence, and having a belief whatever happens for good.
Thank you, Toastmaster Pallavi. Your time is up. Now, Toastmaster Ravi. Toastmaster Ravi. Ravi Lakhotia.
Hey,
He's
sorry,
yeah.
my internet is flaky and I'm moving around. I'll just do the
Oh,
next topic.
sure,
Just
sure.
give me a minute.
Mansa has raised her hand. Mansa and Ankur.
Okay. Toastmaster Mansa.
Is I'm audible?
Yeah.
Yeah, tell me.
So the topic is your life were a recipe. What happens when you forget the main ingredient?
Okay. I thought when I was a kid, the life will be so happy. Always, just like when you feel happy when you eat the sweet. But when you grown up from childhood to an adult, we get to know that the life will show you the different faces. It is not always a happy. There will be a lot of up and down. If I compare my life to be any recipe where I have missed any of the ingredient is like a sugar, right? As we grown up as an adult, because of lot of stress, pressure, and also the responsibility, both at the personal as well as the professional life, we forget ourselves to laugh. Yeah, a day without a laughter, it's a day, a wasted day. I would say this is how I can relate as a life that we should uh, live as a still as a kid to maintain that curiosity and enjoy the happiness. Yeah, thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Toastmaster Mansa. Over to you, Toastmaster Shravan.
Yeah, I do agree with Toastmaster Mansa that happiness is the main ingredient. Being a professional working for pharmaceuticals, I'll compare it with the medicine. In medicine, every tablet has an API, active pharmaceutical ingredient, and the excipients around it to dissolve it in our stomach. The active pharmaceutical ingredient is nothing but happiness. Whoever in this world you ask, why are you doing this work or that work, is happiness. So that is API. And the excipients around it is money and money, fame, and recognition, identity. All those things are excipients which are helping you to enjoy the dissolve and enjoy that happiness of active pharmaceutical ingredient. So I believe if you want to make a recipe, you need to do a lot of work and you have to struggle a lot. Sometimes we don't get all the excipients also. So always have.
Okay. Okay, that ends topic number 3. I think we can have just one more topic.
Yeah.
Toastmaster of the day. I think Swati and Ankur has raised their hand. So any non-role takers wanted to participate? This is your last topic. Okay, Toastmaster Swati and Toastmaster Ankur. And anyone else want to be third speaker?
Yeah, I can take it, I think.
Okay, Toastmaster Bindu. Sure. Okay. The topic to you is Toastmaster Ankur. Okay. Describe a moment when everything went wrong and you couldn't stop laughing. Describe a moment when everything went wrong and you couldn't stop laughing. Toastmaster Ankur.
Everything went wrong. A moment, I think my most of the moments are like that only. Here and there, now and then, I keep finding myself in some chaos. As GTM Nancy was saying that she walks with the oops moments. I think I am the oops moment. Wherever I go, things will happen here and there. And I just was thinking on the previous topic in the sense what went wrong with the recipe. I think my whole recipe itself is wrong. But the thing is that the moments like this are where you are meant to learn the things and shine. The moments like this teach you how to handle the things. And one such moment is table topics. It's again one kind of oops moment for me, and I try to do the best that I can in whatever.
Okay, your time is up. Thank you, Toastmaster Ankur. Over to you, Swati. You can add it up to what Toastmaster Ankur has said, or you can completely differ with what he has said. Up to
Yeah.
you. Over to you.
So there was a day I called my friend. I want to meet him, and we literally planned. I planned out everything. Like we have to go to mall, we have to go for shopping. We will do this, this, this. So everything was planned by me itself, and I was the one who was late. And my friend was like, "Oops, you are late again." So I was like, "Okay, I'll just make it up. I'll just tell him some story, something like that." And by the time I was able to just meet him, he was behind the door. That was a glass door, and I was so excited. I just bumped my entire face onto the glass door. And he again was, okay, oops, again. And then by the time I realized I was in a terrible pain. So I had already broken half of my tooth of my front teeth. And when I entered the shop itself, so the owner was like, "Oh, ma'am, you have again lost your tooth hairs. You have dropped your tooth hair. You have to pick it up." So by the time I was able to pick my tooth, I had like fallen my wallet there. So again, there was a bundle of hopes movement. And by the time
Your time is up, Toastmaster Swati. Now over to you. Who's the third speaker? Toastmaster Bindu.
Yeah,
Over to you.
I just want to ask, am I audible? Because there's a lot of noise in the background.
Yes, yes.
Okay. So this is the most difficult question for me because I was prepared for the previous question. I mean, anyone who knows me, recipes, ingredients, those are my sort of cup of tea rather. Now, something going wrong and then me laughing about it. Well, to tell you the truth, if that something has to be with me, I will laugh about it. There are days where I have realized I put two different colors of shoes, not an unusual thing for me because I love shoes. And if I find something I like, I might just bring it in a different shade. There are days where I have accidentally turned my shirt inside out and gone to work. Not a laughing matter, but sometimes I find it totally ridiculous how absent-minded I can be. There are times when I once almost, and I said almost, went outside forgetting that I have not put my...
Your time is up. Thank you, Toastmaster Bindu. So that ends our table topic session for today's meeting. So it is full of fun and a lot of oops moments were shared. So now let me hand over the stage to our Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Renu Kaushal.
Thank you so much, Table Topic Master, Toastmaster Prapurna. So let's give a big round of applause to Toastmaster Prapurna for leading the fearlessly through a table topic session that was full of oops moments. It never happens, but it did happen for this particular section. And yes, another round of applause for our table topic speakers for their quick thinking and impactful words. So before we move to the next session, let's continue with the theme and continue sharing our oops moment. This very time, I would like to go back, take a short trip to your memory lane, back to the day when You Are on Mute was the national anthem. And something say, or maybe, can you hear me now? Just the way Toastmaster Uttara was doing. So was our catchphrase. So yes, I'm talking about the oops movement that happened on Zoom in those early days. Even though we have become quite a pro now with Zoom, but those classic oops movement, they keep coming back. So let's relive. I'll name few of them and you will tell me how you reacted back then. Not today, but back then. So I would request you to have short and sweet answers, please. So that way it will give more of us time to jump in and share their oops moments. The first oops moment would be a camera filter. Did anybody ever tried a camera filter? Any oops moment during the Zoom meetings? with raise of hands during the meeting, a formal meeting? No, I don't see any. Well, I do keep trying these things whenever I see something new coming back, a new feature coming in Zoom. Yes, I could see Sunil Gupta, Toastmaster Sunil raising his hand.
Yes, I remembered a situation when, actually when we attend a meeting, sometimes we wear shorts. So, I had to close the doors. I stood up and I forgot that I was wearing a short. It happened really.
Yes, it happens. Okay, shorts is no more like it's I think a formal code now with Zoom
Yes.
meetings, right? Okay, next, I would say something like a wrong screen share. For whom of you, if it has happened? Did you ever experience wrong screen share? Maybe you shared your bank account statement or some email from your spouse or a WhatsApp chat that was not meant to be seen.
Yes, I have done that.
Yes.
WhatsApp chat. Yeah. It was a formal meeting and we had a group where about the person we had something going on. And very quickly we had to remove that.
Great, great. Toastmaster Mansa, you have something to share?
Yes, actually, I was giving some presentation and I was supposed to share some slides for the PPT. Instead of that, I shared my salary slip. But immediately I noticed where the company always say that you have to keep your salary confidential. By
Right.
accidentally, I showed that salary slip, but immediately I was able to close the window. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. Okay, thank you. That was a nice one. We do go into our memory trip, our own thoughts when we are in the middle of a meeting. Yes, DTM Nancy, you have something to share?
Well, you just walked me down my memory lane. Same thing, WhatsApp chat got shared all of a sudden when I was sharing my screen for something else in front of a client. And what was there on the WhatsApp chat is not shareable here.
I can understand that. So we do have that hilarious moments again. Okay, something like a family member cameo or a pet or a maid coming in between your meeting, a Zoom meeting. Did that happen with somebody? Yes, Toastmaster Swati.
So my niece is really interested in seeing like what is happening in my laptop. So she always bumps into my meeting. It has happened like every manager or teammates knows my niece now. They know more of her than me itself. Like what does she like? She will always come with her painting, showing to my manager. Then my manager literally has to compliment her. There was a time once like she made something, okay, and my manager was from Philippines, okay, so she was not able to understand what she has drawn. She has drawn a little Lord Ganesha, okay, but she was not able to compliment. So she said, I liked your beautiful heart and something like that. So she's like fighting with me later on. Why she is not my complimenting my picture? Why she is not complimenting? So I was like, she doesn't understand. But since she is like 5 years old, how to like compensate for the compliments we cannot expect from her, right? So that was a really movement. And nowadays I literally
Yes.
ask her and beg her, don't, please don't come.
That was a very cute one. Yes, Toastmaster Gaurii.
So I have
Toastmaster Gaurii, you're on mute. Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yes, yes.
I have birds at home, and I was in a official meeting and I was talking, and the birds, I don't know, they were in some mood of one upping my volume, and if I was speaking in this pitch, they were chirping in a pitch higher than mine, and the person opposite kept saying, "Sorry, I can't hear you. Sorry, I can't hear you," and I had to put them away, take them out of my room.
Oh, that was another cute one. I really bought new pets for myself, two birds, and they are yet to get friendly with us. I'm really looking forward to one such moment. Yes, Toastmaster Michael.
So not for this topic like the previous one. I have one moment happened actually. screen sharing moment. What happened now 3 months back in the morning, I was about a business event. Within 2 hours, they asked me to do some presentation. So what I thought, I used to chat GPT and then had all the scripts. And then on the other side, presentation. Instead of sharing the presentation, I shared the entire scripts. So they thought like, we are seeing your scripts, show the presentation. So that has happened, yeah.
That was an embarrassing one. Yes. I could see Zoom moderator Isha also raising her hand. So
Yeah, hi. So I was listening to everyone, and I remembered one of my oops moments. So one day I was singing, and I was singing quite loudly because I was thinking usually we'll put on the earphones and like listen to something, but I was singing, and there were a lot of people there, and suddenly I started singing, "Ye mera dil hai," and I'm like, "Oh my God, what made me sing that?" And there were like a lot of people like, "Ah."
that was a nice one, right? So we must keep our thoughts in control, right? We should not let it waver, our mind waver while in meetings. Okay, Toastmaster Sachin, I would like you to take the next one, which I would like something like a overexcited virtual applause. Maybe during a meeting, you used an overexcited virtual applause button.
Virtual applause button. So I
Yeah, the
rarely.
one like I shared just now. Something like that. Anything more exciting?
Yeah, it happens sometime when I use the love button. I intend to use the other button, but sometimes I push the love button, and then it's a very awkward situation, especially when a
Right.
female is talking, right? And
Yes.
you try to applaud a female, and then you choose the love button. It gives a different meaning.
Right,
Sometimes that
right.
happens because I'm not so good with the technology. Sometimes that happens that I push the wrong love button. That
Yes.
happens by mistake, but it's very awkward.
Yes, it does happen very often. Yes, we are still not very familiar with the meanings of the emojis that we have. There are so many of them. Yes,
Thank you,
Toastmaster Uttara.
thank you for letting us know Toastmaster Sachin.
Am I audible to everybody now?
Yes, you are.
Oh,
You had your
finally.
share of oops moment twice in the meeting
So
today.
many. So many. So this is not really on a Zoom meeting, but this is more a response to a birthday wish that I received. Now I was chatting with one of my friends who wished me happy birthday, and there was another chat going on in the background with my ex-boyfriend. I wanted
Okay.
to send the kiss smiley to my friend who wished me happy birthday, but I sent the kiss smiley to my ex-boyfriend instead. And he went with a very puzzled look. He's like, "What?" And by the way, this ex of mine has been my ex for the last 20 years. So in 20 years, I've never sent him anything like that. And I was like, oops, what did I just do?
So oops are part of your story as well, right? Yes, Toastmaster Sunil.
Once I had to raise, emoji of a finger like this to show the above, above message, to indicate about the above message. But I use the emoji which is raise middle finger. Yeah. Then
Yes.
Rahul B told me that, Sunil, you used the wrong
Wrong.
emoji, middle finger.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
I think that is your age catching up. We need to wear more glasses now, right? To be more mindful of the emojis that we use. Yes, I remember seeing Toastmaster Shreyanshi's hand raised also. Was that so, Shreyanshi? Would you like to share any of your oops moment? You are being the quietest Gabbys.
Ma'am, when
Did
you
you?
asked today, when you asked me the oops moment, then I felt oops. It was
Oops, that was an oops moment for you. Well, that was a smart one. Thank you. Well, we do have so many memories with Zoom. So, but still, we have a meeting to proceed further with. So, let's go on with the meeting. Now, we move on to the next and the final section of the meeting, which is the evaluation section. So this section is led by our journal evaluator, Toastmaster Archana. She, along with her, tell team, the timer, evaluator, listeners, and language evaluator will help us reflect, reinforce, and refine. Maybe point out few oops moment that wasn't planned. Over to you, Toastmaster Archana.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster of the Day, Toastmaster Renu. And now, before beginning our evaluation section, let me tell you that in every Gabbys online advanced Toastmaster meeting, each speaker is evaluated by not only one but two evaluators. This dual evaluation system ensures a more comprehensive and focused evaluation experience for the members. And to begin the evaluation, let me invite the evaluator one for the speaker one, who was Toastmaster Michael, and the evaluator one, first evaluator is Toastmaster Swati Gupta. She is qualified CA and CMA in her CMA, and in her leisure time, she loves to sketch, paint, and try new things. She calls herself the happy-go-lucky person. So let me invite Toastmaster Swati over here to evaluate Toastmaster Michael's speech.
Thank you, General Evaluator Archana. So, Michael, I really like the structure of your speech today, the way you tried to fragment into the phases and the conclusion and the opening. I literally enjoyed it. The opening was very strong. And the way you put the three scenarios into three phases, and you also explained like what was the scenario, then what did you do, and how did you overcome those challenges. That was a pretty bigger lessons for each one of us, and it was really relatable. And the next, I would like to say, you had really beautifully articulated all your experiences in a short speech itself, which is very commendable. And I would say, like literally in my future speeches, I would like to take those lessons from you. And the only thing which I think was lacking was the conclusion. I felt the conclusion could have been more thoughtful and more like I listened like when you literally challenged each one of us, like how we can literally implement your idea or your approach into our day-to-day life for the challenges we can foresee, or maybe whenever we have to face any challenges as such. You told us like how we can embrace the how word in our life as well. But I felt if you could have more stretched out your conclusion with more narrative or more of a lesson, or adding some more thought into it, that would have been a beautiful speech itself. And I am looking forward for your more future speeches because your speech was truly inspirational. Thank you, Michael, for today's speech. All the best.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Swati, for your crisp evaluation. Now, I would like to invite our second evaluator, Toastmaster Sachin Jaiswal, who is a finance professional with over 23 years of experience across IT, healthcare, retail, and e-commerce, currently serving as Chief Finance Officer at AZA Fashion Private Limited. Over to you, Toastmaster Sachin. Is he here? Is Toastmaster Sachin available with us?
Yes, he's
Yes.
on mute.
Yeah. So sorry, I think there was some problem with my mute button. Hope you can hear me. Yeah. So thank you, Madam General Evaluator, and a big round of thanks and congratulations to Toastmaster Michael for a fantastic speech. So Toastmaster Michael, there are two types of people in the world. First, who succumbs to the before the challenges and always script. And the second is one who fights with the challenges, always try to discover how to overcome the challenges. And I must say, you are among the second category. You are a real leader. You started your speech with the significance of three humble letters, how, and when it impacted your life. And you brought it quite beautifully. In the body section, you spoke about the three phases where the word how it impacted your life. About how you can difficult in reading, then you find out how to, in what book said how to read a book. Then you struggle public speaking, then you find out how to connect to a Toastmasters club. So this all shows the true fighter, entire speech shows the true fighter, and you find out a way to solve a problem. Now, some of the areas where you excel at was the use of your hand gestures, and it was quite apt to express your feelings. Then you to deliver speech standing in your position and
Sorry to interrupt. Like I see there is a lag in maybe my internet connection or maybe
His voice is breaking actually.
okay, maybe sorry, maybe because of technical issues, internet issues. You can listen me clearly now.
yes, but there is some lag.
Can you hear me?
Can you please switch off
Okay.
your video and try?
Okay, just let me switch off my video. Can you hear me now?
Yes, it's better now.
Yeah. So some of the areas you excelled at. As I said, you spoke with a lot of clarity and you used your hand gestures, which were quite apt to express your feeling and your decision to deliver the speech in a standing position was also quite good. And you had a great eye contact. Now, one area where I thought you could have done better, I noticed that you were, forgetting words. So my recommendation to you is that you practice your speech more, do a lot of practice and before you deliver the speech. This kind of, situation of forgetting word will not arise. So apart from that, I found your speech quite encouraging, and it was great to know your character of a fighter. Over to you, Madam General Evaluator.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Sachin. Now moving ahead with our next evaluation for the speaker, Toastmaster Samita Kar, and the evaluator was Toastmaster Gaurii. She is a chartered accountant turned image consultant and soft skill trainer. She is also a leadership trainer and a life coach, and she guides transformation journeys through her brand known as Rebrand. So let's welcome Toastmaster Gaurii over here.
Toastmaster Samita. Some speakers have the ability to speak from the head and they leave the audience informed. Some speakers have the ability to speak from the heart and they have the ability to leave the audience inspired. Some speakers speak from the head and the heart and they leave the audience transformed. You are one such speaker who spoke with logic as well as emotions by sharing your story. And that is the difference between being heard and being remembered. What I enjoyed about your story, about your mentorship journey, was the conversational hooks. You spoke in a way that was more conversational, and that is why it was more relatable. And to cite an example, you spoke in terms of when you were having a chat with your mentor and she was not directly giving you the answers. And you said, it's my speech, not hers. So I have to think about the topic myself. Those were the conversational cues. The third thing, which talks about your audience awareness, you took the Toastmasters path and that journey, which all of us in the audience could remember. Now, your speech was extremely, extremely interesting. My evaluation in terms of recommendations is going to be how can we make it better structured? You open your speech with the example of Amol Majumdar. And after that, you came on to your example. That transition did not work for me. They were standalone stories. What I would recommend is adding a loop. So maybe talking about your embarrassing moment before you went into mentorship, before you had a mentor. Starting with, it's not easy for me to admit. That's just one example. When you create a certain mystery, it keeps the loop open, and that is what adds an intrigue. The unfinished loop will keep the audience waiting for closure, and then ultimately, in the end, you make that closure. My second recommendation is on the closing of your speech. I know the stories, but I do not know the learnings. What does mentorship mean to you? What were your learnings? And my favorite rule of three, our brains love it. After you speak from the heart, that will help us remember your message. It has a rhythm, it has memory, and it has music. So, whenever you say something once, that's information. You say it twice, it's recognition. And when you say it 3 times, it becomes the truth. And that would have become a powerful closing. So, for me, Toastmaster Samita, please continue with your strength of speaking with your head and heart and your acumen of understanding audience awareness. On the other side, I would recommend you to create a loop at the beginning and choose a way that makes your speech unforgettable when you're closing it. Thank you, and I wish you all the best for your future speech.
Thank you so much.
Now let me invite our next evaluator for Toastmaster Samita Kar, was Distinguished Toastmaster Sourav Dutta. He is a two-time Distinguished Toastmaster who has completed all 11 Toastmaster pathways with over 20 years of experience in leadership at HP, Target, and JC Penney, and now a social entrepreneur. He co-founded Practive in 2020. He's very passionate about empowering others. So let's welcome DTM Toastmaster Sourav Dutta.
My speech is my speech. She can't answer it for me. This line is a line that I want every one of us to make a note of, because this so beautifully explains in just a few words what is the role of a mentor. The mentor does not answer your questions. The mentor helps you discover the answers. And in her speech today, Samita so beautifully articulated the role of a mentor, not through Gyan, not through lecture, but by articulating the exact dialogue that happened between her and her mentor, right? So that makes it real, that makes it touch and feel, and that also makes it easier for us to understand, relate, and grasp, and also retain. She said, my mentor kept asking me questions which eventually helped me myself seek the answer. And that is the statement which I want all of us to make a note of, because that's exactly what a mentor should be doing. Samita, one other thing I liked about your speech today is your body language and your expressions were actually complementing your narrative. Like when you said, I need to pause, you actually paused. When you said, I took a deep breath, you actually took a deep breath. Now that's exactly how it should be done. Now let me move on to the other side of things, Samita, where I would want to give you a few recommendations. The first one, who is Amul Majumdar? Is he the mentor of the India cricket team? No. He's the coach of the India cricket team. As someone who's giving a speech on introduction to Toastmasters mentoring, the first thing you need to understand is the difference between a coach and a trainer and a mentor and a teacher, right? So when you start the speech with the example of a coach, when you are speaking on mentorship, it creates a bit of a logical disconnect. I would appreciate this as a great example if this was a speech on coaching. This is not a speech on coaching. This is a speech on mentoring. Second point, your hands. Your hands can do more. while your body language, your facial expressions, everything was fantastic. When it comes to your hand, it was mostly here, sometimes here, a little bit here and there. But it can do much more. Like, for example, when you say, I looked back or I walked up the podium, right? So these hand gestures would actually help you connect better with the audience. And finally, at one point of time, you said, you will. We don't point fingers at the audience. The right way of showing that is, you will. So these are my recommendations for you, Samita. But before I again sum up the recommendation, here's what I liked about your speech. A no nonsense speech, which very beautifully captured the essence of mentoring through dialogues, through narratives, without any heavy gyan. You actually demonstrated how to take a pause when you gave up, when you use the word pause. Your body language was actually reflective of your script. Start with the right examples, and you let your hands do more than what they're actually doing right now, and use open palms like this. Over to you, G.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much to DTM Sourav Dutta. Now, for the speaker, third speaker, Toastmaster Ankur, the evaluators were Toastmaster Deepak Misra, a mechanical engineer with a passion for reading and poetry, and Kurt. He is currently working as program manager at Rishihood University in Haryana. So let's welcome Toastmaster Deepak.
Thank you, Archana. Mm, Thank you, Ankur, for that humorous and wonderfully relatable speech. You chose a topic that instantly connected with all of us, that awkwardness we feel while posing on a hilltop while others are watching. The situation was so real that every listener could picture themselves there. I loved the vivid details you shared, the people around, the confusion of poses, and even the moment when we asked the cameraman for help. Uh, these details gave your story a cinematic feel. Your expressions were effortless, and the humor was very natural. Uh, it made the entire speech engaging and easy to enjoy. Now, I'll talk about a couple of small suggestions. Uh, these suggestions can make your speech more stronger. Uh, you were moving a lot. Because of those moments, there were few words which were not clearly heard. Uh, Even the word hilltop, I was not able to understand uh, when you spoke for the first time. Perhaps you can keep the device, mobile or laptop, whatever you are using, a bit closer, so that your voice is clear and it reaches to everyone. Secondly, while your story was detailed and entertaining, the conclusion could have been more clear and impactful. You built a wonderful setup, uh, but spent slightly more time on the situation than on the lesson. A crisper and more expressive ending, maybe a few lines summarizing your speech, would have added depth and left a lasting impression. Overall, I would say your speech had great humor, natural expression, and vivid storytelling, with a touch more, uh, more clarity in voice, audience engagement, and a more defined conclusion. It can easily become one of those speeches that make people smile and reflect at the same time. Thank you for reminding us that even the most awkward moments can make the best stories. Thank you.
Moving ahead with our next evaluator, distinguished Toastmaster Nancy Goel. She is director and partner at Practive Consulting and Training LLP. She has over 10 years of experience of entrepreneurial experience and expertise in business intelligence and data analysis. Currently, she is charter president of Gabbys Toastmaster Club and serving as VPM of Gabbys Toastmasters Club. Over to you, to distinguished Toastmaster Nancy Goel.
Toastmaster Ankur Vishwakarma. Picture perfect. What a picture perfect title for a picture perfect speech. Well, I would be lying if I would say the entire speech was picture perfect, because any which ways I will be coming to the recommendations part. But the title was surely picture perfect, along with the fact that there was a picture perfect conclusion to your speech where you said, message to your speech where you said the best answer to awkwardness is being silly. And I would want to thank you for this lifesaver tip, because I am the one who specializes in awkwardness, as I mentioned with the oops face. It was a relatable topic to me as an audience, because all of us that did struggle, that we find it difficult to find that perfect pause. So amazing, well done there. You had humor sprinkled all over your speech, that the humor that's natural and gentle that made us all sit and relax. There was no heaviness. It was just simple, easy, nice to digest. You had some great hand gestures, like when you made that flamingo or when you showed that awkwardness. So I really loved, since this speech was about effective body language, some of the hand gestures stood out. Now, coming to the recommendations part, where we are talking about effective body language as a speech. When we say body language, your posture, your hand gestures, your eye contact, all of this matters. But at the same time, what matters is your position. What I felt in your speech particularly was, although you had good amount of hand gestures display, but what was missing was a position. You were fixated on the position yourself. You can use the entire position that you have. Right now, I'm also sitting and fixated. However, you can move left, right, you can move front, back, deliberate movements, so that it doesn't look like that you are just fixated on one position or nervous when it comes to body language. Now, as I said, this is a speech on body language, despite that there are certain things that we can't forget, such as vocal variety. What I felt was that you were happy throughout. Having a smile for everything, yes, it's nice, makes us jealous, but at the same time, it's not necessary. Even when your laptop shut down, shouldn't you feel a little irritated, a little annoyed, or maybe sad? That's where I felt the emotions, the smile was overcoming those emotions, and it was not connecting with the audience. So, to summarize it all, you had a very good takeaway. You had good examples, you had humor, you had all the niceties, except when it comes to position and vocal variety. These are the two things where I would like you to improve upon for your next speech. Over to you, G.
Thank you so much, distinguished Toastmaster Nancy. Now, coming to my evaluation as a general evaluator, our speaker one was Toastmaster Michael. Uh, uh, as a speech, I could say that the start was amazing, and you started with question, and you immediately gave the answer as well. That your one word which you are looking for is how, and the entire speech was wonderful, amazing, with lots of message and lessons you are trying to give. But there were so many pauses in between, which I felt like that was hampering your speech overall. So that was one thing you need to work upon, and your hand gestures were little less. You could have expressed more with your hand gestures, with your facial expression and body language. So you need to work upon all this. Now, our evaluator one, Toastmaster Swati, she has pointed out the commendations of his speech Toastmaster Michael's speech about the opening, about the body and everything else. And the recommendation part, I was not clear what she said about his speech, because there were so many loopholes in his speech. She could have recommended and suggested him to improve upon. So I think Toastmaster Swati should focus more on the recommendation part, because commendation is something we all can give, but the evaluator is there to recommend and suggest what they can do to improve their speech. Now, the evaluator's second evaluator was Toastmaster Sachin, and most of his evaluation section was actually not clear because of the technical issues. What I could hear is that he was evaluating more on the content part of the speech, and basically, as an evaluator too, he has to focus more on the voice modulation, the hand gestures, and the how the speech was being delivered. So what I felt like uh, he has to recommend more on the voice modulation, because that was something missing I could feel in his speech. So that is one recommendation for you, Toastmaster Sachin. Now, our second speaker was Toastmaster Samita, and she wonderfully started with the question, and all the commendations were given by evaluator very well. She has good voice modulation. She has hand gestures. Overall, one thing I could see that she kept on looking down throughout her speech. Maybe her notes were there or something was there. She kept on looking. So try to avoid this thing, because it disturbs and it takes the attention of the audience all the way when you are speaking and looking somewhere else. So uh, keep a check on it. Our evaluator, Toastmaster Gaurii, has very well pointed out that the example she gave at the first, like Amul Majumdar, that was quite apt, because even I don't know who Amul Majumdar is. Means, pardon my ignorance, but many of the audience, maybe like me, were not knowing about it. So examples should be like something which every audience can connect at once, and the connection also is not proper. And so she has recommended everything about the content part, which one is good. A little bit about her evaluation is that uh, the body part in which she has told about in the body part, she was looking down. She could have pointed out that as well in her recommendation. And next evaluator was our distinguished Toastmaster Sourav Dutta. He has I just liked his wave evaluation while standing. So that was one such evaluation I have seen for the very first time, that someone is evaluating the speech in a standing position. And he has very well pointed out about the voice, about the hand gestures and everything. And I don't find many more recommendations for him as an evaluator. And that's it from my side. I couldn't point out anything else from my side. Now, with Toastmaster Ankur, overall his speech was entertaining, intriguing, and really funny. And to listen to, means it was so intriguing that I was just amazed by the analogy of flamingo which he gave in his speech. But at one point, I felt like his speech is going to get over, and then suddenly he started his speech once again. So that is one thing you can avoid in your speech whenever you are speaking or you are doing practice in your speech. So try to avoid this thing in between your speech. When you are about to end, don't start it over again. And it confuses the audience and also deflects the audience. Now the evaluator, Toastmaster Deepak Misra, um, he has very well pointed about the commendations, but the recommendation part he gave about the movement, which he was making most of it, and about the voice. I think this doesn't come under his scope as an evaluator, because he was the first evaluator. He must have recommended something else about the content of the speech, not about the body language or any kind of voice modulation or movements. So, and another thing he recommended about the conclusion, which could have been better, but if it could have been much better if you would have said something or showed him how it could have been better, because just telling that it could have been better won't help the speaker anyway. Now coming to our evaluator, distinguished Toastmaster Nancy Goel. Here I can see the contradiction, because Toastmaster Deepak had recommended that he was moving too much, and here the distinguished Toastmaster Nancy Goel pointed out that he had fixed body language and he was um, moving sideways and not all around, and his expression throughout was smiling. That was an apt evaluation, because I also thought like his expression was throughout smiling and in a happy mood. There were no irritation, no sadness, no other kind of emotions we can see. So yes, that is one part. So I think that Toastmaster Deepak, what he said was correct, because he was moving a lot and his voice was affecting in that way because of his movement. So I don't think so. It was fixed. Yeah, it was too much hand gestures and too much of body movement that was hampering his speech. Uh, I would say, and I could notice that. So that was my evaluation and about the evaluators. Now coming to the evaluation of our overall meeting. Before that, we would like to invite our tag team, our timer, Toastmaster Shreyanshi Joshi, to present her report.
Can everybody see my screen?
Yes.
Yes.
The evaluator Toastmaster Swati Gupta was below the qualifying time, and others are within limited time. Back to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Okay. Now moving ahead with our language evaluator, Toastmaster Priya. There is one disqualification.
Is my screen visible?
Yes.
Okay. So it is very heartening to see that a lot of the Toastmasters and guests today have used the word of the day, and a big round of applause to a few of them. I'd like to take their names: Toastmaster Archana, Toastmaster Renu Kaushal, Toastmaster Michael, Toastmaster Samita, Toastmaster Elios, Toastmaster Pallavi, and myself. So that was very heartening to see people use the word of the day, embrace today. I'll proceed further. The oops word of the day. The oops word of the day was which was used frequently and numerously by several Toastmasters. So that oops filler word can be avoided as much as possible. That's a recommendation as a language evaluator. And moving on, we had some excellent usage of words and noteworthy phrases. Renu Kaushal mentioned tickle your mind. Internet decided to meditate. Some of the noteworthy phrases and words were passionate, imperative, relish, painful, footwear, perfection is overrated, short trip down memory lane, age catching up. Our general evaluator, the noteworthy words were privilege, navigate, comprehensive. And a noteworthy phrase was the world is a book and those who have not traveled have read only one page. Intriguing analogy. Toastmaster Prapurna, the words, noteworthy words were unraveled and phrase was bring in some sizzle. Michael Joshua, Toastmaster Michael Joshua, words flow out of my mouth, lower body shaking like a mobile. And book reading skills as well, book reading skills. And areas for improvement were still improving my every part of life could be said as still improving every part of my life. And another recommendation is instead of I start to sleep, you can say I start to fall asleep. Ankur Vishwakarma, some rhetorical devices and simile phrases that he used were subtle pose, subtle expression, random yoga pose of a confused flamingo, the way our mind sees us. Some noteworthy phrases and words: seldom, ruthlessly, awkwardness, life has new ways to embarrass us, scenery perfect, lighting perfect, judge, watched, awkward, be like a superstar, you depart like a hero or stay longer like a villain. Toastmaster Samita Kar, rhetorical question: what is stopping you? What is blocking you? Hyperfora, can't we do all these things without a mentor? Yes, we can. Some noteworthy words and phrases: frustrating, through every speech, through every evaluation, pushing and polishing, I win or you win, my speech is my speech and she cannot answer it. Toastmaster Gaurii Aggarwal, some noteworthy words and phrases: spoke with logic and emotions, extremely interesting, adding a loop, intrigue, acumen, speak with your head and heart. DTM Sourav Dutta, understand, grasp, retain, body language was complementing your narrative, no nonsense speech, body language was reflective of your script. Toastmaster Deepak Misra, rhetorical device and metaphor story had a cinematic feel. Noteworthy phrase and words, wonderfully relatable, vivid storytelling. Most awkward moments can make a great story. DTM Nancy, your hand gestures, your body language, your posture as a rhetorical device, and noteworthy phrases. I'm always walking into oops moments. Picture perfect, perfect pause, humor sprinkled all over your speech. That was so beautiful. Fixated, deliberate movements. Toastmaster Gaurav Babu, a noteworthy word was undrunk, Toastmaster Pallavi, whatever happens, happens for good. That is the language evaluators report. Back to you, Madam General Evaluator. Thank you.
Amazing, Toastmaster Priya. That was a detailed and very beautiful report, and everything you have submitted together with beautiful words and noteworthy words. Thank you so much for that. Now, our listener, Toastmaster Sunil, please welcome him.
Okay. Thank you, General Evaluator. Due to time constraint, let's check our listening skills with only 3 questions. The first question is, like what was the speaker one? Michael Joshua's lower body shaking while giving the icebreaker.
Like
Mobile.
Mobile. Actually, 2% already used. Okay. Now, the answer should not be given by TMOD. Okay. What is our TMOD not going to wear in future? She hates a lot.
Heels.
High heels. Okay,
High
sir.
heels.
On what subject did the speaker two, Samita Kar, think of writing a speech as she mentioned in today's speech?
Handwriting.
Handwriting. Okay, that's all. And in conclusion, I would say that active listening is a very important thing to enhance our communication skills and our personality. So try to embrace it in your lifestyle. Thank you. Over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Sunil. That was a crisp listener uh, role, and you did it so well. And the questions were very nice. Only recommendation I would give you that don't take more than 2 minutes to introduce yourself as a role player. And about timer, you introduced your role very well, but only recommendation would be that to mention if someone has disqualified or has spoken beyond time. So do mention that only. And for the language evaluator, no recommendations as such. That was a wonderful role played by Toastmaster Priya. Now, for the overall meeting, our Toastmasters, the Sergeant at Arms, Toastmaster Samita Kar, has opened the meeting and set the right tone for the meeting with her detailed presentation about the Toastmasters and what all Toastmasters is about, and about the rules and rules of the meeting. She introduced her role very well.
Just a correction.
Next.
Sergeant at Arm is Toastmaster Priya Singh.
She was there. Okay, maybe I attended the meeting very late, I think. Okay. So you were the presiding officer. Okay. Okay, I couldn't evaluate Sergeant at Arms because I couldn't attend the meeting on time. Now, our next, I would like to evaluate the Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Renu Kaushal. She started the meeting with the vibrant smile, her hand gestures, and interactive moments, oops moment, where everybody was there to share their experience, their remnants about the oops moment they had in their life. So all the audience over there was engaged, and her the way she was encouraging people to share their oops moments or over different scenarios, like in the Zoom meetings and in their at their home or whatever they have. So that was quite an interactive and overall wonderful session. Toastmaster of the day session we have, and she navigated seamlessly throughout the meeting as well, through all the sections, and there were no bumpy roads in between. and no moops moment as such for her. Wonderful navigation throughout the meeting. So no recommendation as such. Now we had table topic master, Toastmaster Prapurna. She explained the table topics about the table topics, round robin table topics very well to the participants, and she has also the table topics were quite wonderful, simple and funny to attempt, and everybody was really enjoying the table topics as such to attempt. But only recommendation that in round robin evaluation, I think there's no minimum time. If a participant has completed their speech in 45 seconds, then you move ahead with the other participant and don't force them to uh, go ahead with the same topic. And the other recommendation is also encourage everyone to use the word of the day, so that people can remember and use the word of the day as much as they can. And that's all. I think I have evaluated everyone, and that's all from my side. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you so much, Journal Evaluator Toastmaster Archana, for that detailed evaluation of the meeting so far. So looks like the universe decided to play along with today's theme. So gifting so many oops moments during the meeting today. So, and now I would not take further more time. I would hand over the virtual stage to the presiding officer, Toastmaster Samita.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Renu Kaushal. Let us hear it for the Toastmaster of the day for such a lovely theme and the way everyone participated, sharing their oops moment. And then we understood that there are a lot of oops moments that we have in our life, and we love to share it also. We are talking about Gabbys. Gabbys, we are one family having two clubs, which means two meetings every single week. Tuesdays, 7:30, which you are attending right now, and Saturdays at 10 a.m. So what's the best part about it? The best part is that we have a lot of meeting roles that can be taken up, and we have many role takers. So just fill in the roster, come and participate. Let me give a round of applause to our Toastmaster Shreyanshi, because this is the first time she was taking up the role. Toastmaster Shreyanshi, can you share how did it feel to take the first role of Toastmasters journey?
Thank you, Toastmaster Samita Kar, for I like it. I took a role for timer, and it was my first time I'm speaking in front of so many people. So yeah,
You did a very good job, and hope in the next meeting also I see you taking up some roles.
yeah, sure.
I see Pallavi Aggarwal still there. Would you like to give a feedback?
As usual, I love this meeting and the evaluation part today. Today's table topic were also very interesting and force us to think out of the box. So yeah, as usual, this meeting was awesome. Thank you so much.
Wow, that is awesome to hear. Thank you so much. We are waiting for the last but the most important part, because whenever we have a meeting, we eagerly wait that who did it better. We need in Toastmasters, we believe in only one thing, that is how can we become better in what we are doing? And meeting roles are the best place where we learn, we understand, and we keep on improving ourselves. So the best table topic. Best table topic speaker is Toastmaster Ankit. So let us hear it for Toastmaster Ankit. The best evaluator is Toastmaster Gaurii Aggarwal. The best auxiliary role taker is none other than our language evaluator, Toastmaster Priya Singh. The best role player is our TMOD, Toastmaster Renu Kaushal. And I'm still waiting for the last and the best one. Who is the best speaker? It is Toastmaster Ankur and Toastmaster Samita. Truly yours. So I am having an Ankur. Toastmaster Ankur, where are you? Yes. So you're the best speaker. With that, we come to the end of another Gabbys Online Advanced Toastmaster Club meeting. See you on Saturday at 10 a.m. Bye bye. Good night and have a nice week.